And here we are, starting the show. How are you, Pink?
Hey B, what's going on? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. You're better, though. The Panther Nation going on. Keep
Panther
pounding.
Nation is going on.
Keep pounding.
What's
We were
going
supposed to
on,
be
brother?
having our other guest on here, the Raminator, but I don't know what's going on with the Raminator.
The
He's look.
Ramator, he be on.
He
It will
just
be on. Let me tell you, we just finished up at but first of all, how's everybody doing out there? How's everybody doing out there in social media world? It's your girl Pink Fan Fur coming at you live from the studio. Here with Brother B Strilla. We are doing Super Fan Thursday in preparation for Wild Card Saturday and
mm-hmm,
Sunday.
mm-hmm. There
How's
you
everybody
go.
doing out there? Hope everybody's well. You know it's
Yeah,
buzzing here in the Queen City, right, B? It's buzzing in the Queen City today. Well,
should
all
be.
week actually. It's almost like it's Super Bowl week. Maybe we're trying to get
Mm-hmm.
ready for that. Hey,
Maybe.
and so
Maybe.
we had a pep rally tonight at the Clutch Kitchen and Poorhouse, and so we had some Carolina Panther legends in the house with Luke Kuechly and Jonathan Stewart and Sir Purr and of course the Top Cat. So it was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Everybody getting pumped up and ready for this game on Saturday with the Rams game number 2. So we're excited. Very excited. Very excited.
So how you feel about the game itself? You think you guys gonna pull it out?
Yeah, I think we're going to pull it out. I mean, I have to be confident. I have to have some faith in my team. This time and opportunity only comes around every 10 years, at least for us. We know that for sure. It's
Hmm.
been a long time coming, and the Rams have been there a couple of times. We just I think we deserve this, and I know that we can pull this out because we have the mentality, we have the heart, we have the fortitude, and I think we just want it bad. We want it bad and worse than the other team. So I do believe that we're going to pull it out. I'm excited. I'm going to keep the faith, and I'm going to keep pounding.
There you go. That's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Yeah,
Keep
that's all
pounding.
we
Keep the
can
faith.
do.
Keep the faith.
Yes. We are live, you guys. We are live. How's everybody doing? Waiting for somebody to jump out there in the chat.
Right.
We are
Come on.
live talking about Superfan Thursday.
Let's wake up, people. Wake up.
So how you
So,
feeling about your team? I mean, I know your team, has kind of been doing pretty good. How do you feel about them not being in the postseason?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, they got it was a very. I mean, 9-8 is nothing to snuff at, but at the same time, I don't care about the record. I'd rather be in it. There you go. There you go.
We got a special guest on here,
Yeah,
guys.
let's see, it pops up here. But anyway,
Got a
yeah,
special
I don't
guest.
have it. I just we'll be better next year. We'll have things. There's a lot of things that happen during the course of the season that kind of just made it messed up. But oh god, okay. There
Yeah.
you go, Raminator.
Hey, Raman Ramator is in the house.
Raminator.
Everybody,
Got it.
we got a special guest tonight. Ramator, LA Rams super fan with the LA Rams in the house tonight. It's your girl Pink Fan Fur coming at you live from the studio. How you doing? We got B Strella in the house. He's our producer, Brian Arndt. And Raminator, LA Rams. I'm so glad that you came in, man. How you
I can't hear
feeling?
a
How you
word you're
doing?
saying.
You can't hear me? He can't hear me.
I can't hear nothing.
B Strella, he can't hear me.
He's gonna probably have to come out and come back
Yep.
in.
Oh, I can hear
See?
you now.
You can hear it.
Can you hear me now?
Pink?
Raminator.
I cannot hear her.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Well, what's
We're
going
having
on
some
there?
technical difficulties out there. Can you hear me, B?
Want me to exit and come back
I
in?
can hear you. Not well. You can hear me, but you can't hear her, right?
Correct. I cannot.
Wow.
And she can hear you and
Interesting.
hear me, and I can hear her. This is weird. This is weird. Yeah, if
Everybody
you
can hear
can
except Raminator.
Raminator, go out and come back in. I don't know if it's your side or her side. I don't know what side it is.
All right. Let me exit it out.
Yep.
Okay, guys, we're having
Dang.
a little technical difficulties, and we're going to bring Ramator back here in just a few minutes.
That's
You can
odd.
hear me, right, Dee?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
You guys
can hear
out
you
there,
fine.
Facebook land can hear me? I guess so.
Yeah, there's 2 people out there looking. So let's go.
Who's
Let's
out?
do
Jump
it.
in the chat. Who's out there? Jump in the chat.
All
We
right.
want to hear what you got. We're going
I'm
to
gonna
talk about
try
this
this
game.
again. Now can you hear?
Can you hear me, Ramator?
I can. We're golden. All right.
All
Yay!
right, good. I can dip now.
Yay! How you doing, brother?
Let's see.
Welcome. Welcome to
Now,
the show.
when
Welcome
we
to
go
Pink
to
Panther and Company.
her just on the screen, I can't hear anything.
Okay, B, you got to do that again. Okay, we good?
Let me do this. Pink, why don't you go out and come back in?
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm not understanding why he can't hear you. And I can hear her. So somebody's not connected here. Anyway.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Can you hear her?
She hasn't said anything, has she?
Yeah?
Testing. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing.
Nope, not at all.
I don't know. We're having some really serious technical issues here.
What is going on?
Let's see. Try to do a one-on-one. Maybe see if it, like you had it earlier. You bring her in and see if we've got some magic going.
You mean just her? I don't know, because it's not.
See, can you hear me, Pink?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Me?
I cannot. I could see your lips move, but there's nothing coming out.
Oh man. Oh man. I am so sorry to hear about that. Yeah.
And let me double check something here
Sonia.
on my end. Make sure. Yeah, my volume's all the way up.
That is interesting.
Huh.
Oh, maybe I don't know what's going on here. You can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
So why can't you hear her? That is weird.
Hello out there in Facebook land.
See, I can hear her this way. I think if we stay on the 3, I think that's probably the way to go about it.
Okay.
I already had her. I already had him do that, Sonia. Didn't work. I had her do it too.
Okay.
That's
You can hear me fine, Ramator, right?
I can hear you right there. We're good. We're golden.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, again, I wanted to say thank you for coming on. This is Superfan Thursday. It's your girl Pink Fan Fur coming at you live from the studio. Superfan Thursday. We got the Superfan Ramator, LA Rams in the house, special guests, and then we got B Strilla on the ones and twos back there. And so we are taking on the Rams. The Rams are taking on the Panthers. We're like going head to head again. And how are you feeling about this, man? How are you feeling about this wild card Saturday coming up?
I enjoy all the games themselves. Congratulations to everybody, who's mustered it on out and got in a wild card and playoffs. Everybody always, tries to, I guess because I'm I'm a predator alien, I'm supposed to be kind of, I guess, kind of harsh to everyone. But in all aspects, I respect all the fans that are out there. It's the game, and very excited. I wish the best, for, of course, our team. I'm always going to vote for the Rams. But, overall, it's just the safety of the players, making sure that, when the final whistle's blown, they can get off that field healthy. Because at the end of the day, they're still, dads, brothers, sons to somebody. And, we don't wish, anybody to get hurt.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. I mean, we want a fair game. We want everybody to have fun. At the end of the day, it's just about having fun. And yeah, we want everybody to have fun, but we want also everybody to be safe.
Mhm.
So I am so sorry to hear that you're not going to be in the Queen City, though.
Yeah, it unfortunately, just to let everybody know, I do have a wedding to attend, so it's something that I can't be there.
Yeah. Well, you will be there in spirit, brother. We're going to miss you.
I'm greatly, appreciate everyone, who's going to be there, represent the Rams, and sentiments to those, that I can't be there. I am so sorry, but I will definitely be, cheering from the sidelines, though.
Yes, I want to introduce you guys to the world. The world introduce you. Well, they already probably know who you are because you're a fan of the year. So congratulations on being selected on fan of the year. I remember, I can't remember which year that was. Ramator is an elite super fan. He is the elite super fan crew. And you got that badge over there. Tell us a little bit about how that experience is about being fan of the year, super fan of the year.
Yeah, I became fan of the year in 2022. I had the
Me too.
opportunity, to be known as a 2022 fan, Super Bowl fan of the year. However, I did miss it by just 1 year.
Mhm.
Overall experience, it is an awesome experience. It's a little bit different than winning any type of accolade because this is an NFL accolade. So a lot of responsibility, notoriety does go hand in hand. The experience, having to meet, all the rest of, the 31 team, recipients, was very competitive. Um, and it was just an awesome experience, having to attend, all the events that they put forwards. As for all the other stuff that came with it, the notoriety, it was very huge. I fight an uphill battle because unfortunately this belongs to Disney. So I have very short windows to and guidelines that I have to stick within. I know there's a lot of people out there that do use like stormtroopers and all these other Disneys, but none of them hit the radar as much as I have. And
Mhm.
one of the ends I think is just kind of like the social media. I do have a lot of hits that go viral. Some people look at certain videos and people will make fun of me, or the idea is it's not a got you, but the idea is to get traction behind the character itself, so there's more exposure. And now you're starting to see more content creators, people are poking fun at them and they think they're getting the best of them, but that's not what it is. It's trying to get the likes and the followers. And at the very beginning, I was one of the trendsetters at it and people didn't understand it. So there's no got you.
Well, we love your fit, man. You look really good.
Thank
How
you.
long have you been Ramator? Did I say that right?
You did.
Pronunciation. Ramator, correct?
You did. So this started back. This is my fourth year. So this whole mask had nothing to do with the Rams, but had to do more with, my grandson's autistic. So it's, making him feel, safe, happy. This was a Halloween getup. We just brought it out to the stadium. Just about during halftime, somebody came and, they had a sticker. They slapped it on top of an autism sticker, and cameras just caught it, and it just went viral from there. And then afterwards, we started to continue to market the character, and just the charities that I do stand for, because I do work with autistic kids. So it's Autism Society of Los Angeles, and then recently now we're doing Autism Speaks, and then we do work with American Cancer Society too as well.
Oh, that's awesome.
So amazing. Autism Speaks. That's awesome that you have that that contribution to those you know systems. And it's very important that us super fans are not just in costume. We're not in
Mm.
costume, we're in fit, we're in persona, but also a lot of the super fans that I know and the group that I'm with, Carolina Super Fans United, we stand for something. We do
Mhm.
take on a lot of us do take on a lot of the things that we like to adopt as far as like nonprofit organizations or human services agencies like you do in Autism Speaks and the other nonprofits and systems. So it's important that we all give back to the community in some form, shape, or way. And I'm so proud of you. I'm so excited that you're doing that because it's like you have to have this certain calling to do that. It's not like you just go out there and you're just trying to give back and donate because just because it's because you have
Mm,
to have this calling and you have to have this in you. You know what I mean? So a
mm.
lot of us have that in us and we just simply go out and make change. And so that's really commendable to you and the rest of your team, the rest of your super fans over there. Um, so good job on that. And for me, my I like the military and of course domestic violence and human trafficking survivor. So it's just a lot of different things that we take on, you know. So good job on that. So question in reference to the draft. Now you as the fan of super fan of the year, right? I say super fan of the year, but you know it's fan of the year. How was the
You're welcome.
draft? Like, you got to go to the draft? Did you go to get the Super Bowl? And I heard you say there was some other things that you got to do. I know they shot a video or two a couple of years ago, and I think I saw you in there with a lot of the rest of the super fans. So tell us about your experience with the Super Bowl and the draft.
Look, excuse me. Super Bowl, the overall experience, having to capitalize if somebody's, is interested in getting into, the challenge for competition for fan of the year, moving forwards. I always tell everyone you've got to have somewhat of a record to be able to show what you're doing for the community. Um, this wasn't, fake the funk. You can't try to like, get in to fit in. But you're going to get found out extremely fast. Um, my appearances, before this even took place, you can capture me, without wearing any of this stuff, doing walks, participating in charities, trunk or treat. And it's a lengthy process. I see a lot of people that, drop a mask or, put a cape on and all of a sudden say, hey, I'm a super fan. Um, I didn't do this to be a super fan, to like, hey, look at everybody, look at me, I'm wearing a mask, hey, let's go, let's go Rams. No, that had nothing to do with, my persona. So when I went in to the Super Bowl with this persona, it just, a lot of people were kind of mesmerized because, they, I'm an oddball. It's like, hey, you got all this charity and, let's talk about it. Well, they ended up finding out a lot more that, I wasn't faking the funk because, when I would talk to people and let them know, what the charity meant to me and the process of a young child, everybody pinches their cheeks and you'll hear this, I always say this on every single, podcast, news streams, um, TV commercials, etc. I shouldn't say TV commercials. I'm sorry, but TV recordings, interviews. Is that when they're little, you can always pinch their cheeks, and it's always these little pudgy little cheeks. They're oh how cute he is. As soon as that young kid becomes an adult, especially a male, and he's 18, 23, or 40 years old, and they still have the capacity mentality of a 10 or 12-year-old, it becomes creepy. Nobody wants to associate with them. Get away from my kid, child molester, everything they look at that. They have hearts, everyone. I always preach that. I make a lot of people cry and I make you think. Okay. When mom and dad, if anybody's a parent and they hear this, when
Mhm.
you get old enough and you're no longer here with us and you've graduated from this earth, who takes care of your child? No child, which is now going to be a man, is going to receive that same adult love that he got from his mom and dad. And they're left to the side. They're kicked to the curb. So for the little bit of money that people actually donate, it's not a lot. There's a lot more that needs to be done in this community and a lot more that needs to be done. And there's a lot of challenges. So Going into Super Bowl blew people's minds off. I think people went in there happy, oh, we're here at Super Bowl, and they started asking questions. It's like, oh my God, it's like, where can I donate? Visit my website. I don't collect a dime at all. They're just links. You can go in there,
Right.
donate. It doesn't even say, hey, it's because of me. No, I don't want
Right.
anything to do. Whatever you give, you're giving because of your heart, because of you, not me. You know. Now going into the process, you want to go into it. Please make sure that you're prepared because there's a lot of bullying that goes into it. You can talk to almost every single, person who's entered the competition. It is very brutal. Your fan base can turn on you faster than anything that you can possibly think of. And then that's just your fan base. You still have the other communities on the outside that'll want to tear you apart. Now, for the individual, if you got thick skin, what an awesome experience. You have an honor. You walk into the stadium, the team staff knows you, their advertising staff, any vendors that participated like Captain Morgan, celebrities that are there, they've seen your picture, you're on magazines, you're doing interviews for TV stations, sports stations, you're on commercials. It is awesome. It is an experience that you can't pay for in a lifetime. It is the ultimate experience that a fan can actually receive, but it's also an award that's given to a fan. If you can't fake the funk, you're not going to get it. If you got what's qualified, you'll get it. The experience going in was great. NFL honors, got to meet, a lot of, Hall of Famers going in there, coaches, players, be on live TV, everybody gets to see you. Then you had the other party, which was Sports Illustrated, which was a great, that's a, the big, party. And then you have all the little bags and trinkets that they give you. So, it was nice. It's an awesome experience.
Sounds like an unforgettable experience and an honor. And like you said, it's an amazing thing to do. But I think it's important to remember that you get to utilize your platform to, you know, kind of utilize it to have people to kind of come in and talk to you about what was important to you, what's important to your heart, and what you hold true in your heart and soul when
JB.
it comes to giving to the community, giving back to the community, being a volunteer, doing the things behind the scenes that people don't know, don't see. And you get to put that out there, and that's your baby. You know what I mean? It's not just about the glitz and the glam. It's about you also utilizing your platform to just reach out and touch other people so that they can, do and give and donate and give time or whatever they're going to give too. Like you never know who you're going to touch, you never know you never know who's going to touch you. So that's an awesome experience, and I'm so proud and happy for you that you had that opportunity. And even without that experience, you're still going to continue to be exactly who you are and continue to keep giving back to the community. You know what I mean? Because you probably, like me and a lot of other people, give back to the community before we even became super fans. And so
Mhm.
I think it's an important point that you made, that when you're a super fan for any organization or whatnot, it's a calling. It's not just you put on this outfit and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this and wave this pom pom. No, it's a calling. Like you have to have it in you. You know what I mean? So, um, but that is so amazing though, just to hear your story. And so glad that you're here, and we love it. We love that you're here. Um, you feeling really good about this game though?
I am. I'm feeling extremely, confident. We're gonna go in there. We're gonna do some damage. Um,
Everybody. I was
you know,
saying hey to everybody in the comments.
how's it
Oh
going,
no,
everyone?
you are not gonna come to the bank and do no damage in our lair. Okay, let me just put that out there. Let's talk some trash. You know what I'm saying? Like we we want this, man. I was telling B before you jumped on that we want this. Carolina Panthers, we deserve this, man. You guys already been to the Super Bowl. We deserve this. Our mentality is there. I think you're gonna see a different team on TV. You're gonna see a different team. We had the pep rally tonight in the Queen City, and everybody came out. It was pumped. It was hype, and it's just a different feeling in the city right now. The whole city is blue, and it's exciting. So I hope and pray that we take care of you guys a second time.
Yeah, unfortunately, ain't gonna happen. One thing that you said was right. Your city is blue. It's blue for the Rams. We're gonna come in there. We're gonna clean house.
Clean house, huh?
Last game was a little bit of it's kind of if you want to say the players were kind of into a funk, and we didn't take you guys serious. I'll be very honest with even from a from the fan base, stance.
Wait a minute. Say that again. Hold on. Say that. Say that one more time.
We didn't take you guys serious at all. It was more for us. It was a game to go through a process, and that's what we went through. Every team has a bad game. Okay, that's our bad game. We've lost some games because they've been bad moves. I'm particularly hard on our defense, and our coordinator. And, I've said this on ESPN and quite a few other, podcasts. The only reason why teams get through us in the very beginning is because we choose to run a 4-man front. Okay, we ain't got no corners. There's no lockdown corners there. As soon as we put that front line on a nickel defense, you're not going anywhere. Jalen Hurts ran for his life. If it wasn't for Sean McVay,
y'all better be listening.
If it wasn't for Sean McVay to go on ahead and let off the gas, there would be no comeback. Every time we've been lackadaisy and saying, you know what, take it easy, don't get hurt. We've got more season to go, or you know what, take it easy. We've got this already at halftime, and we still got another game to go through the playoffs. Not going to happen. You're going to get a different team. You guys are going to be very shocked. Okay, you can hear a lot of the analysts that are out there. They put us up by 10 points. Yeah, 10 and a half. Mm-hmm. Okay. Even with the Cardinals, you started to see the Rams take it a little bit easy. Not going to happen. You got Puka Nacua. That guy's healthy. You're going to have Devontae Adams. That guy is healthy. Okay. Between those two, you can go right, left, however you want. Higbee, another one. The Rams got a run game. It's going to be a nightmare for you because we're not going to play easy. It's not going to be the same game. Fans are going to be disappointed. You're going to see a 5-man front. QB's going to run for his life. Corners are going to be, right up on the line, and they're going to go on ahead and hit them.
Not to mess with Bryce too bad. Don't mess with Bryce too bad. But yeah,
let me tell you something. Have you seen the way Landman's been playing? That guy's been eating up everything alive. I mean, we do this when that guy comes out of the field. He's like a shark. He's going through there and he's eating everything up. Landman. Okay, and then you still got to deal with Verse, the conductor. You've got everybody that's just coming in there. You got Puna Ford up there at the front nose. When you run a 5-man front, bad news. You better move extremely quick.
Y'all heard it, Panthers. Y'all better get your defense going.
But I'll tell you one thing.
A different team with us too, though.
You can put up what you got to put up. I tell everybody, they're two great teams. Okay. The greater one's going to come out and we're going to be on top.
The greater one's going to come out. We're going to see. Hey, Jeremy Bella reached on there. How you doing? Robbie DeFeo. Hello, everybody. Get to the stadium, LOL. He said, Sonya's in the house. Sonya Pearson, founder of the Carolina Panthers and host of Prim and Proper Sports. She's in the house. Hello, Sonya. Put it in the comments, Sonya, if you're in there, what you think about Ramator's comments about, there's going to be a huge upset on Saturday is what he's telling us. For some reason, I don't know. People must think that we just gonna sit there and lay down and back into a corner and put our tail between our legs. I don't know. I think it's gonna be a big fight.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
you know
we
what?
we gonna keep fighting. We gonna keep
Look,
fighting.
by no means am I going to say that it's not going to be a fight. Okay,
Oh,
if the Rams come out there and they start getting a blowout going, it's not McVay's not going to take his foot off the gas. I can tell you that much. Is they're going to keep going. We're not going to make those mistakes. We've already looked and learned, and every time we took our foot off our gas, we get our booties handed to us. Not going to
Is
happen.
that what you
They got to
mean when you
continue to
say you
play
didn't
through.
take us seriously?
Huh?
Is that what you
No,
meant when you said you guys didn't take us seriously?
they did not. They did not. Even our coaching staff, our defense, it was just so lackadaisy. They didn't have
But what
respect
was
for you
that? Does
guys.
that mean like? Does that mean like, oh, it's just the
Oh
Panthers. We don't have to do anything hard. Like, what do you mean? Like
no!
by that?
Look. I'm going to clarify myself extremely well. Okay. Every football team has professional football players. Okay. They play for a living. They play for a check. Okay. I don't think there's ever been a football player who's gone out there and hasn't given it his 100% because they got to make their money. And the money's going to be made. The only difference, what I'm saying, is the last time around, it was just something that we go, it's the Panthers, you know,
Oh, that's
no
what I
biggie.
that's what I was asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no biggie. Bad move. Even as a fan base, I'll be very honest. We talked a lot of madness. Who cares? We watched the game start off and everybody just laughed. Okay. Um, any given Sunday, any given Sunday, anybody can have a bad game. All it takes is 1 point to win a game. That's all it is. 1 point.
That's it.
So, you know, I'm not going to say that you guys aren't going to put up a fight. I think you guys are going to fight. Same thing as the Cardinals. The Cardinals fought. Okay, they were what was it? 3-3. Only had like 3 wins, I believe. Am I
yeah.
correct?
We might
They're
know.
not.
Yep.
They're just not a very good team, though.
Yeah, yeah. But hey, they fought, and they did a very good job. I mean, they tried their heart out. But again, any given Sunday, you know, and keep in
Oh, I
mind that
agree.
it's one game, and you're in Cancun. Okay.
Hmm.
Every nobody wants to go to Cancun early. If you go to Cancun, you want to go, with that Super Bowl trophy and that ring, But yeah,
Yeah,
everyone's going to play hard. It's going to be a great game.
it's gonna be a great game. We're excited. We're excited to have you guys in the Queen City and in our lair. Uh, there's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, just the Panthers, aside from the Rams, are just really excited. The fans are really excited because B, this. It's taken us what 10 years to get back here. I mean, this thing only happens every so often for teams like us. So we're
Hmm.
just excited that we had this opportunity to get a last home game in the stadium because I hate when football season ends.
Oh
I
no!
really
Just
do.
like every fan, dreads, that last game. But I think one thing that makes it bearable is that you're not coming. Our team that's going to come in. We're not known for rioting and doing all this stuff. We're more of a docile, respectful, a base. There are those instances you can get a dummy, come in there and get drunk and act like a fool. But our fan base is a lot different. People can say, well, you don't have a fan base. Yeah, okay, so LA was gone 20 years, but if you noticed the last 4 games, our last 4 home games, I mean, we've been bluing out that stadium. Fans are coming back. They're starting to come back. We're getting support, from our professional baseball team. You guys all know them as the Los Angeles Dodgers, the world champions. They have a very large fan base throughout the world. And
Yeah.
we're starting to pick up and those fans are starting to respect and return. So it's just a matter of time. You can come through, but at least that fan base is not beating you down. We're not Philly. We're not Frisco. We're not those teams coming in, throwing stuff or, stabbing or shooting. That's not us. That's not in our heart. Even when we win, and I've watched Frisco go up those escalators. As much as we're rivals, I don't ride them when they go right up those uh, escalators, because it hurts, and I know what it is to feel like when it hurts. And I just I'll stand and walk up that escalator with them, because I know people will go on ahead and poke fun at them. Do they deserve it? A lot of times they do, but you know what? I show the humanity end of it, because a lot of times when I see kids going up those escalators and people are yelling and F the Niners and this and that, I stand there with those kids. I run up. And if you know any Niner fans or any fans that have been there and they've been up those escalators and you guys come and visit, I'm always great with the kids. I never deny them. And when you lose, I always walk up with those kids, or you'll see me out, you know, uh, in the hallways, and I'm always
Mhm.
there, just shaking kids' hands and giving them big fives. I go, next time, guys, next time,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
a lot of the parents love that. See, that's sportsmanship. If our
Yeah, it is.
players on the football field, can shake hands and sit down and pray at the end of the game, and lift each other up on that field. As fans, we should be able to do a lot more.
I agree 100%. Absolutely. I mean, it is so difficult and very challenging when you go to these away games, and this as a super fan, you go to away games. I've been to quite a few away games this year, and not to speak anything bad about the team in Philadelphia. I don't have anything against Philadelphia, but I went there a few years ago, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Those people are so ruthless. I said I would never go back to Philadelphia again. And even when they came to our stadium a few years ago, they trashed the stadium, and then it was just bad. Like, we don't have a jail in our stadium like Philadelphia. And then you got San Francisco, they're kind of rude as well. And then I was surprised that when we played, who did we play last week that we lost to? Not Tampa Bay, whatever the team was we just lost to.
That was Tampa
I
Bay.
can't remember.
Last
Yeah,
game of the season, Tampa Bay.
not in Tampa Bay, the one at home. No, who was it?
Oh, the one at home you're talking about. Okay.
Yeah, the last home game. Anyway, needless to say, whoever, well, I can't remember, but they were
That
so
was
rude. I was like, I'm surprised they were as rude as they were in our stadium to us. Like, they're the winners. They left out of there with a W, and they telling us to go home. Like, what the hell? But anyway, yeah, I don't like when that happens, and that's why you're so special, Ramator, because you have that heart like a lot of us do, and good sportsmanship is important, and so that's why I would not go to certain stadiums. Actually, when we were in Tampa this last weekend, there was a few people that were sitting behind us that was so freaking rude. It was ridiculous. Like, now, mind you, they're winning the game, and you got these people back there yelling and screaming and this and that. He's yelling and screaming his lungs out, talking, calling us all kind of names and stuff. And it was just kind of like, really, dude? Like, you already winning. What's going on? Like, you need some help. So sometimes
Yeah,
you have to ignore that.
yeah. You know what? And I think that's one of the biggest challenges of
funny guy,
any
Steve.
fan is when it's a close game, bantering, going back and forth. But once you win, at that point, you should be able to extend the hand out to the person behind you and say, you know what, great game. If I offended you, I'm sorry. We get a little emotional, but all respect. You know, you're welcome next
Yeah.
time around. And I've had, we've played, some teams that have been, you know, very challenging, and that they sit behind me. And this year, I was invited to sit in the visitor section by a good friend of mine, Jason Nam, and he's been cheering in that section since the stadium, since we got back to LA. And so he's in the 100 sections in the very front row. and we've sat behind some fans that are a little bit, on the rough end, a little crusty. But they'll turn around. They start, laughing at me. I've had empty, can or something thrown at me or a bottle. And they, of course I can't feel it because, I'm normally padded through and, the helmets, I'm not going to feel it. But at the same end, it's, you can feel the impact when it's thrown at you. Yeah, not cool, guys, not cool. I'm still a man underneath, I'm a dad, I'm a father. Not cool. I'm
Right.
somebody's friend, somebody's son. I don't appreciate it. I don't do that to somebody else, and people are really salty. But I've sat behind some fans, that I've been in that, really bad, and then afterwards, they turn around and say, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm sorry. I just, it was alcohol." And I said, "Yeah, you know what? I accept your apology, but maybe you shouldn't drink as much." Because when you hit me
Smart.
and that beer went flying, it hit other people. The fact that nobody jumped on you, is a miracle. And you owe an apology out to these people. But I shake people's hands. Um,
Yeah.
I'm not innocent. I've sat behind some people that you know tend to get the best of me, and I lose it and I say something dumb, and I have to turn around and in the back of my mind saying, Ramatory, you just blew it, apologize to those people. And I turn around, I have to apologize.
And that's the humility that you have to have. Some people don't apologize, and I'm glad we're just having this conversation about that because fans can be very ruthless and very obnoxious. And for me, like how when you're in home games and the team, like your fan base, kind of boos the other team. Like,
Mhm.
listen, I sit right above the tunnel where the Rams come out at tomorrow. I mean Saturday.
Mhm.
I sit right above the tunnel, and a lot of the Panthers fans or whoever they're boo when they come out. And I always kind of say this to myself, like, I don't do that. I have never done that because it's disrespectful and it's rude, and I just don't like it. And I'm like, why? Why? We should not do that because that's going to come back and bite you, you know. And that's one of the things that I just hold true to myself. I don't do. I don't boo the other team like that when they come out. Um, and then when the other team wins, in our stadium or any other stadium, I'm like, congratulations, good job or whatever, stuff like that. And then we keep on having fun, because for me, it's about having fun and moving on to the next game, getting
Yeah,
ready, getting my ready for the next game, and just having fun.
yeah.
Somebody said
So,
Philadelphia sucks.
yeah, hey, Raminator, that's a good question too. What fan base do you not like being around?
Well, first of all, the Niners, they tend to be really annoying, and Philadelphia is another annoying fan base. Now, it's all right to be annoying, but the one end on my end is that when you start thinking that you can kind of like push me or push other fans or kind of just run into them, and you know not good. Philly, I went down to Philly and I got plummeted by snowballs just like the Niners and everyone else that goes through. I tend not to if I go to Philly, I won't go dressed. It's just not happening. I'll wear my jersey. Walk in. I don't walk in with groups. I tend to go, with another person, and we just might like if it's in Philly, meet a couple fans. We start talking. I'll go to the tailgate, hang around. They'll say a couple things, and then I walk in with them. I'm a lot smarter than trying to walk in with a group of Rams by ourselves, and it doesn't do us any good because we're going to get pelted or they start throwing stuff. So yeah, it doesn't happen. San Francisco, same thing. Um, Raiders were another one because we've always been in competition with them here in LA, but overall is their fan base becomes a lot more observant. They see me with other super fans or they see me taking picture with kids, and they tend to back off. I've had people come in at SoFi, like we had San Francisco the last time. It was last year. And I had a couple fans, that wanted to literally fight me just because, I was a Rams fan. And I had just finished taking a picture with the family with kids. And I had a handful of 49er fans that just came over and moved me back and stood in front. And they're like, hey, we don't got a problem with you guys. We got a problem with the Rams guy there. And he goes, no, you got a problem with us. That's our friend. And I get a lot of super fans from different, fan bases too. The same way they see me, and some of these guys come a little cocky and they'll say something, oh, no, like the 49ers. Like I love 49er Mark. A lot of people don't know who he is, but he's the guy who wears that ring on his head. Really nice guy. 49er fans will say, hey, that's 49er Mark knows him. They're friends. Oh, okay. And the same thing. Somebody says something. I say, you know what? Hey, I know 49er Mark. We're good friends. So it works kind of back and forth because we have a respect. But there's fans that don't care, and I shouldn't even call them fans. They're just bad people overall that just wear a color and wear our jerseys. You're not a fan. I always say this: you can follow a team, okay, but if you're out there being a knucklehead and you're out there, creating violence, you're not our fan. There's not an NFL. If you're a true, honest NFL fan, and the teams I think would reciprocate the same thing. If you're out there committing crimes and acting like an idiot and hurting people, you're not a fan. You're a thug. Okay. Right. Don't wear our colors. Okay. Don't wear our colors. I don't care what team it is. Don't wear their colors. You don't represent that team. You don't represent that base. Okay. So if somebody hears it and you don't like what I have to say, hey, that's too bad. You're not a fan. You're a bandwagon fan. Don't wear our jerseys. This is a sport. Yep. It's a family sport. These are professional players. They bring their families out here and they come here to have a good time too as well. You're not a fan. You're a bandwagon fan. Yep. Gangster fan, criminal fan, whatever you are, you're not a fan. You're not our fan base. We don't want you.
Yeah, sadly, there's a lot of those around. We've been around them just at the super fan summit parties and in the draft. And, next thing you know, you're hearing about somebody who got arrested and you're like, what? And it's really kind of like a turnoff. Like it's kind of make us look bad because we're not like that. Like not all of us are like that. We actually have, careers and we're educated and we do community service and we are humble and grateful and have a lot of fortitude and stuff like that. It's like, no, we're not like that. But then when you see the ones and twos and threes that are like that, it's like, I don't want to be affiliated with that. And then you got those people that just have these entitlement issues. So I think it's a good point that you made that they're not a fan, they're on the bandwagon. And guess what? Just because, we made it to the wild card, we got a lot of people jumping on the bandwagon as Panthers fans. Like that happened 10 years ago too. They jumped on the bandwagon. I seen people jump on the social media as fans, and I was like, wait a minute, now a whole 10 seasons done gone by. I never seen you in no Carolina Panthers gear.
Yeah.
Or many people jumped on it.
And you know what? It's typically the thugs that'll come out and, bang, bang is, big bad, Panther gang or, it's like, we don't even go by that, and, we don't want you, we want that fan who's going to sit there, support the team, make us look good, create a fan base that people come in and they see. Look, if you have a good fan base, it reciprocates it back because families start coming in and you have a future fan base that's starting to grow. But if you get those fan bases that come in and, they're all, violent, drinking, just acting a fool, guess what?
And a fool.
Your fan base is going to go down. It's just a matter of time. Mark. It's exactly it. And nobody has respect for you.
Generations.
Nobody has respect for you.
Generational fans over here, man. I'm a generational fan. I've been a fan. I had somebody asked me a question earlier. It was like, how have you been a fan of the Panthers? I said, man, I've been a fan of the Panthers since 1998. I know that's a long time ago. I'm aging myself, but hey, that's how long I've been a fan. Faithful fan. Like been through it all.
I'll age you out. I've been a fan since the 70s.
The 70s, I was like this, but when I started being able to understand football and love it, I love football. It's just in my DNA. And uh, for me, I feel like I'm living my dream, of being a super fan. Because when I retired from the military, I'm like, I'll be a super fan. That's what I'm be. Even though I was a super fan before that, I just wasn't like getting all diddied up and stuff like
Mhm.
that, gussied up, as they say down here in the South. But yeah, I like to hang around good people, people that have fortitude, that people have a good head on their shoulders. They just coming around here just to kind of see what they can get out of this fan thing. Like, you know, it's very important that people understand that this super fan thing, and we call this Super Fan Thursdays, it's a, like I said, it's a calling, but also it's a culture. You know what I mean? We have this bond with each other. um, a lot of the other super fans on a lot of teams that I know, and I'm sure like you too, because you're the famous Ramator, and it is truly a culture, and it's a thing. I say it all the time on my YouTube page. It's a thing, and I absolutely love it. And the camaraderie, and just the togetherness, and just seeing all the people that I've met so far have been outstanding people, like outstanding people, down to earth folks, just the kind of people I like to hang around with. What say you?
Yep. Same thing. People want to be around people that, have a good persona. They feel good. They're happy. You're just great company to be around. They want to be around you. And it doesn't take liquor, for somebody to say, hey, I love being around that person. Why? Because you're juiced up, or you're high or whatever. No, I can be around somebody and, they're just happy to see me. Hey, I want to take a picture. Hey, that's something, wow, that's a crazy fit, or kids come
Yeah,
up and, hey, I've got you on Minecraft. Um, and
kids
it's
love you.
phenomenal. Yeah.
The kids love you. Especially the kids, they love you. They love you. They love the super fans. They absolutely love you guys. I love that they love you and we love them. And like I said, for all of you guys out there in social media land that don't understand this super fan thing, I say it's a thing, and it's a culture, and it's a it's a being, you know what I'm saying? It's a calling. So anybody who's interested in becoming a super fan, let me know, because I can help you, but I want you to have that true heart. I want you to have it in you, and I want you to just be exactly who you are all the time, 24/7. So, Ramator, we got a few minutes. I want you to tell the world who may not know who you are and how to find you. How do they find you on social media?
All right. Welcome everybody out to the show. My name's Ramator. I'm from the Los Angeles Rams. I am fan of the year 2022. I'm also an advocate for autism and Cancer Society of Los Angeles. Like to welcome everybody out wherever you're at. If you want to follow me, I can be found at www.ramator.com. On social media, you can find me at Ramator NFL. That is Ramator NFL.
Ramator NFL.
You got it.
I got your website up there, Ramator NFL.
You got it. Yeah. On the website, it's just Ramator, Ramator.com.
Uh-huh. And then Ramator NFL.
Correct. Now, if you have an
And
opportunity, you guys had, enjoyed this podcast, please return back. There's always something new going on in every single podcast. And I tell everybody, look, I don't have to be a Panthers fan or a Bears fan or any type of fan, to be on a podcast. It's the
right,
experience that you have to be able to share with other fans, share your passion, and just be able to talk sports. Because keep in mind, football is so short, it's a small season. Get to know somebody, you know, if you have a beer with them, have a beer, break bread with them,
yes,
tailgate, barbecue, dance with them, give them a hug, enjoy the game, everybody, Go onto my website
sir.
again, www.ramator.com. There's two links on there. Click on them. I'd appreciate if you guys can donate whatever you possibly can. It's greatly appreciative. There's somebody that's waiting and depending on those funds to come through. Thank you. God bless.
Absolutely.
Have a great day.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. I wanted to say this before we close. I know that the opponents came out for 2026, and I really was hoping that we would play the Rams in LA because I want to come to SoFi Stadium, not only just to see SoFi Stadium, but to hang out with my Rams super fans and family because everybody well, people may not know I was actually born and raised in LA, straight out of Compton, baby. I know you probably didn't know that, but I wanted to
TPT.
come to LA. I wanted to come to LA. 116th in Vermont, man. Come on.
I know where you're at, girl.
Yeah, I'm from Compton. I'm from Watts, man. You can't take the Watts out the girl, but you can take the girl out of Watts. But I wanted to come to LA to play you guys in LA. And I'm so sad that we're not playing you guys in LA because I always wanted to see the SoFi Stadium. I just come out there for a game anyway.
Yep. I heard a pastor one time say, Watts is where all the intelligent people are. That's where the light bulb that clicks on your head is from.
Do you know anybody super fan wise that might be coming out to the Queen City? They could
You
reach
know,
out to me.
I don't know who's going to be out there. I know we've got a dedicated traveling team that goes out there. Very well fan. I want to give them props out there because I mean, there's two guys that are out there that are, I mean, very diehard. I'm going to call them diehard fans. One of them is Patrick Robles, and the other
Mhm.
guy, he wears a chili hat. His name is Rick Chili Pepper, and great guy. They both come from great booster clubs. Patrick Robles is with RWO, and Rick Chili Pepper. He's got that chili pepper head, kind of like the cheese head, but it's a chili pepper. Yeah, he's out there from. Oh my God. Oh my God, I can't
Tell them they
remember
can reach
their
out to the
booster
Pink
club.
Panther, man. We want to meet. We
Yeah.
want to meet up with them and everything. Just have them to reach out to us because we have like a super fan meetup after the game at the Sam Mills statue. Right after the game, we all meet up, shake hands, give everybody hugs. Hey, take a group photo and all that good stuff. So we'd love to have them, man. We'd love to have them. Just like we appreciate you on here tonight. We loved you.
Most definitely. Again, thank you everybody for having me out. Enjoy the season. Keep rooting, for your favorite team that's out there. I have a little in. He who beats me is who I vote for.
Oh man,
Because
you're
if you
awesome.
got, because if you got the best of us, I'm gonna kind of, make sure that you continue to take it through. Because at least we could say, hey, we almost had them, but they went all the way through and they beat it. We were this close.
Either way, man, brother, I'm gonna reach out to you either way. You always welcome back to the show. You're welcome to Prim and Proper Sports as well. We so appreciate you, man. And I'm gonna say to this one time and one time only. Keep pounding.
Let's go Rams house.
Ramator, LA Rams, super fan of the year 2022. Love you, man.
God bless everyone. Have a good
Thank
night.
you for everybody. Good night.
Okay.
Where is my? All right.
That
Let's
it?
go.